Welcome to using the Real Estate Study Aid, a customized PDF file to help you study for the real estate exam. This PDF was customized to help you study for your real estate test. We will show you how to use the features of this PDF file. Let's get started. Intro. I will give you a demonstration of what you can do with a custom PDF file from Bryant Computer Services. We will be using a real estate exam book that was customized using Adobe Professional with JavaScript. Features of the real estate PDF file. Search document on any word. Link on chapter and sections of the document. At the end of each chapter, you have a test that have checkboxes that give results whether the answer is correct or incorrect. Have links that show you where the correct answer is located. Have buttons you can click on that show all answers on tests, show only the answers on the page, clears all answers on the test, and clears only answers on the page. Normally you will bring up this file by clicking on File, Open, and then choosing the file. In this case, it's the Real Estate Promissory View Exam Book Reduced. Once you bring it up, the cover page will look like this. On this side, you have indexes that takes you to different pages in the book. This particular one, we're on the front cover. If we want to go to the contents, we will click on this bookmark. Let's blow it up and zoom in on it. Okay, shows you if we click on forward, takes you to the forward of the page. We go back to contents and we will click on acknowledgement. It takes you to the acknowledgements. Go back to the contents. And basically this is the index of all the 8 chapters that's in the book. Chapter 1, for instance, covers real property and ownership. Chapter 2 covers land use, controls, and restrictions. 3 covers income taxation and transfer of title. 4 covers valuation and appraisal. Chapter 5 covers contract, agency, and fair housing. Chapter 6 covers financing settlements. Chapter 7, Property Management and Leases. Chapter 8, Mathematics of Real Estate. Then it have a review tests, the difficult level 1 through level 6. You have your appendix, Appendix A and Appendix B, the glossary and the index. For instance, clicking on the glossary will give you the terminology of the different words that's in the book. And you can go from page to page by just clicking on the down arrow to see all the different words that's in the glossary. Let's go back to the content page by clicking on bookmark. And let's just go right to the quiz to see the features that's on the quiz. Chapter 1 quiz. Right now, it shows all the correct answers for the quiz. When you want to take the quiz yourself, if you scroll down to the bottom of the page, you can say clear form. And this clear form clears all the answers that will allow you to take the test on your own. Okay, for example, real property interests include A, cultivated annual crops, B, leasehold interests, C, mortgages, or D, fences. Real property, if you want to read what the answer is for this question, you can click on 1 and it takes you to that page that has the answer for that question. Real property, let's blow it up a little bit. Real property includes land and the improvements and benefits that transfer or go with the land, such as buildings, fences, trees, water rights, mineral rights, air rights, easement, etc. So fences was included in that answer. So let's go back to the test by clicking on the bookmark for Chapter 1 quiz. And it shows you here, real property interests include D, fences. I click on that and it shows me that the answer is correct. If I would have clicked on A, it would have showed that the answer was incorrect. If I clicked on C, showed the answer was incorrect, or B, it would have showed the answer is incorrect. So the correct answer for this question is D, fences. Let's look at the second question. What is a form of ownership that is restricted to husband and wives? Is it A, joint tenancy, B, tenancy in severity, C, tenancy in common, D, tenancy by entirety? By studying this already, I know the answer is D, tenancy by the entirety. Okay, how this answer was gotten, click on the number 2 and it shows you what tenancy by entirety means. In many states, when title is conceded to a husband and wife without designating the form of ownership, each owns the entire parcel as a tenant by entirety. So if we go back to the question by clicking on the bookmark, it said, what is a form of ownership that is restricted to husband and wives? And the answer is D, tenancy by entirety. So we see how selecting the choice on any of the questions give you an immediate response that was customized using JavaScript to tell you whether your answer is correct or incorrect. Let's go to the bottom of the page to see what we have here. So if I want to see all the answers in this test, I will click on Show All Answers. And Show All Answers will show all the answers for this particular test. It's taking a minute. Okay, and here we see, let's go to page view, and you see all the answers for each one of the questions on this test. If I blow it up, you see answer to number 1 was D, answer number 2 is D, 3, 4, 5, and you see all the answers for this particular page. And if we go to the next page, we see all the answers from 15 through 27. On each page, you can click on any one of the buttons below to see all the answers for all the pages of Chapter 1. And chapter 1 has 80 questions. And what I would do is study it page at a time. So let's go back to the first question page, which is page 18. Okay. I would study this right here. And then if I wanted to see where that answer came from, for instance, what type of real property description would include reference to an iron stake. And the correct answer is meets and bounds. So when I click on 8, it'll take me to the page that shows the information that talks about meets and bounds. And for instance, this says also called meets and bounds, also called measurements and direction. This is the oldest method of describing property. It was used extensively in the original 13 states. The meets and bound method shows the boundaries of a parcel by measuring from point to point. The measuring points in a meets and bounds description are known as monuments. Let's go back to the questions by clicking on your bookmark, Chapter 1 quiz. And here you see the question is, what type of real property description would include reference to an iron stake? And we've seen that it was meets and bounds. So I will study this page right here. Or if you just read the chapter and then come to your quiz, now you want to take the test on your own. We don't want to clear the whole form. We just want to clear the page. When I clear the page, it clears the answers on this page, but it still has the answers on the rest of the pages. You see here, page 20. These are answers for page 20. The answers for page 21, 22, 23, and 23. Okay, let's go back to page 18, where the question starts. Okay, and I cleared the answer for this page so I can try to answer these on my own. Let's see. Real property interests include fences. Okay, what is a form of ownership that is restricted to husband and wives? That's tenancy by entirety. What would result from a condition in a deed is a defeasible fee. If I want to check to make sure that answer is correct, I click on the number and it shows me where the word defeasible fee comes from and what it is, which is a fee simple determinable. Like fee simple on a condition subsequent, fee simple determinable is a defeasible estate that can be lost upon the happening of a specified condition. Let's go back to the quiz. Okay. And we was at page 18. All right. And you see here in the index here, chapter 1 quiz 18 has questions 1 through question 14. Chapter 1 quiz page 19 has question 15 through 27. So when I click on that, got 15, and the last question is 27. And I want to go to chapter 1 quiz questions 28 through 39. I click here, which says chapter 1 quiz page 20, questions 28 through 39. Page 20, question 28 through 39. And that's with the rest of them. Questions 40 through 52 here. Questions 53 through 66 is here. Questions 67 through 80 is here. And you also have the page Chapter 1 answers, and it gives you a more detailed explanation of the answer for each question. So we click here, it shows like question 1 was D and the pertinence that goes with the land. Question 2 was D, community property also is restricted to husband and wives. That was Tennessee in common. B, the estate could be lost, page 7. So here you see the answer to the questions that gives a little bit more detail. Okay, let's say we was looking for a particular word. You can search by word. So I'm going to go back to page 1 because it start searching for whatever you're looking for on a particular page that you was on. So I'm going to go all the way back to page 1 and I'm going to look for the word. I'm going to look for, you can go to edit and find. Or if this is the professional here, but if you was using the regular Adobe, the find would be here. And let's put in the word defeasible. Okay, I want to look for that word, so I just hit the right arrow. And it's searching through the document for the word defeasible, which is found right here, which we seen that was question 2 that had the word defeasible in it. And let's see, is that word anywhere else in the document? So I click on the arrow and it shows me question 19. The word defeasible is there also. Chapter 1. Real property and ownership. Okay. See, is it located anywhere else in the whole document? So each time I click on this, it shows me here the page is on page 25, the word defeasible. Let's see, is it another occurrence of the word defeasible? As you see down here, it's going through each page looking for the word defeasible. Oh, look like that was the last occurrence of the word defeasible. Now here it is again, indefeasible, which it says the meaning of that cannot be voided. And let's search again. We see we're on page 291. And it shows defeasible on page 305, which is in the glossary. And it's in Acrobat has finished searching the document. No more matches were found. So we see how we can basically put any word in here that we want to look for. Let's put in estate and search from this point, page 1. And here it's showing page 1 is, estate is on page 2. Search for it again. See where it's located again. It's still another occurrence on page 2. And the next occurrence is on page 7. And it'll go through the whole document looking for the word estate. Okay, let's see what features we haven't covered. We seen just now that we can search document on any word. You seen also where we linked on chapter and sections of the document. And at the end of each chapter, we seen that we have a test that have check boxes. We seen where we clicked on the check box and it told us whether our answer was correct or incorrect. We have links that show where the correct answer was located. By clicking on the number, we went into the document and read where the answer was located. Then at the bottom of the page, we had buttons that you can click on that show all the answers on tests, show only the answers on the page, clears all answers on tests, and clears only the answers on the page. Let's look at that. Okay, let's go to page view, and you see down here, and let's blow it up a little bit so we can see the bottom of the page. Okay, let's show all the answers. Okay, we see here all the answers. We go to page 19 and you see all the answers. 20, 21, all the answers. Page 22, all the answers. And page 23, all the answers. Let's go back to page 18 where the question starts. And let's clear the form. Blow it up so we can see what we're doing. Okay. Clear form, clear all answers on every page. Let's look and see is that correct. We'll go back to page view. All the answers have been cleared on page 20, page 21. Let's go back to page 18. All the answers is cleared. Page 19, all the answers is cleared. Okay. Now let's go on page 18 and show just the answers on page 18. Not on no other page, but just page 18. You see here on page 18, everything that's in the red is showing you the answer. If you blow it up, you can see that the answer to every question on page 18, it shows you. We go to page 19, we don't see no answers on page 19, no answers on page 20, 21, or 22. Okay. All right, we're showing all the answers on page 18. Let's go to page 19 and go to page view and show all answers on page 19. Click that. Show page answers. Click that. Now I have all the answers for page 18. Okay, and I didn't remove the answers on page 18, so they still there. But page 20, 21, 22, and 23, no answers are checked. So you can study this page by page. And let's say that you want to get the answer, you want to study a page at a time, so I can just clear this page. Okay. Let's just clear the answers on this page. Okay, so when I click on clear page, it clears all the answers on just this page. When I go to the next page, the answer is still there. When I go to the previous page, the answer is still there. Okay, so we've seen how at the bottom of each page you can show all answers, you can show only this page answers, you can clear the complete form, or let's just clear this page. So it just cleared the page of all the answers, of just the answers on this page, because we cleared these earlier. Okay, if I just want to clear the answers on this page, I just click on clear page and it clears the answers on that page. Or if I just want to show the answers on this page, show page answers, it shows the answer on this page. Or if I want to clear the complete form, I click on clear form. If I want to show all the answers on all the page, I click on show all answers. Sometimes it takes a little while, but according to how fast your computer is running and what other applications you have going on, okay, here you see where it showed all the answers.